wake up to the same old fight, chasing shadows in the night. Promises made, but I let them fade. Caught in the cycle, I'm feeling betrayed. Round and round, I'm losing ground. Trying to break free, but I can't see. These negative patterns are haunting me. Nights turn to days, I'm losing my way. Thought I found peace, but it's led me astray. Chasing the high, but it only brings pain. The more I run, the less I gain.
Hey, everybody, hey, welcome. Unfortunately, we are not in the office today, but we are off site and we're in Margate, Florida. And I know you see we have a guest with us today. Her name is Rebekah Mitchell, and she is our date night expert. Yes. So she's going to talk about the dating life. Maybe there's some strategies, some tidbits that you might be able to pick up on because we definitely know the dating life, honey, that has changed these days. Times have changed. We talk about chivalry, but I'm going to stop. Turn the floor over to Miss Mitchell.
Hi y'all out there, but my name is Rebecca Mitchell, also known as the Peaceful Diva. I am a date night expert and also a relationship coach, and I started my business out Kissable Retreats LLC. I started it out doing date nights for couples, and then a lot of couples have been asking me, well, "When are you going to do something for singles?" So
Yes, we gonna do something for singles. Yes.
so just recently, it was so funny because I was running from it. My sister told me for years, like when I started the business, that I should do something for singles, but I didn't see the vision at that time.
Mhm.
But most recently, we I partnered with someone where we started a singles, little get together,
Okay.
just so that people can feel comfortable just having a conversation. Because I feel like now people have, especially with social media having such a big blanket over people wanting to have this like persona
Mhm.
of being a certain way and trying to present themselves in a certain way. And I feel like just having the conversation, just seeing if you actually like the person
Yeah.
is a start. That's
Definitely.
a start. So don't try to lay out your resume and all the stuff that you got, all the cars and all the cars that you don't have. But
Right. That's when we talk about showing up. The other person show up. You know, it's my chapter in Addictive Patterns, the book. The representative. My daddy always would say the representative like to show up. Like
Mhm.
how you say the cards that you don't have, but you're trying to put them out there.
Exactly. That persona that you're trying to portray. So I we wanted to make it so that it's just easy to just have that human connection. So I think that is like so important, and it's the basis, and it makes it organic to like get to know someone, and it brings you back to how kids feel. Kids just say, "Hey, I got a truck. You got a truck. Yeah. We got a truck." So we're friends, and you just build from that. So basically, just look out for that. If you follow Kissable Diva, then you'll be able to see also the single side to it.
Right, right. And that's what I want to hear about, giving us information on like what can we do as a single woman or a single man, and as well as, speak to the group that, are married in a relationship, so whichever one you want to unravel first.
So what I will say is that what I focus on is the individual,
Okay.
whether you're married or you're single. With individuals, I focus on making yourself happy first
Yes.
because I feel like it's not healthy to try to say you want all of these things in a person and you don't practice those things yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's very healthy, like any childhood traumas, anything that you feel uncomfortable with, those things, try to find out why you feel uncomfortable about those things. Get to know you and date yourself.
Yes.
Solo dates are bomb.
Yes,
They're
they
like,
are.
well, of course, so sorry, TikTok going away, but TikTok shows so many people doing solo dates. And you showing yourself that love when you understand that you the love that you want to receive, and you showing yourself that love, and ultimately that love is coming from within.
Yeah.
And once you understand and figure out that that's the true love, then you attract what it is that you've been wanting or been hoping for.
And I told them, I said we wasn't going to deal with this relationship thing right now. That they needed to focus on them,
Yeah.
get some self
Yes, yes.
before you can entertain
Yes.
actual relationship.
That's
So
right.
that's ironic, you
Yeah.
know, that you're basically confirming.
Yeah.
Work on you, make
Yes.
sure you have what you need
Mhm.
before you pour into someone else.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Because it'll fizzle out. It'll fizzle out. So while you're working on self, it's okay to go out and mingle. Go out and mingle. Like I said, I like to be or like to create situations where people can be more comfortable in having a human connection and having those conversations. So, like I said, if you just go out, meetup.com has a lot of groups
Okay.
and have a lot of interests that you can just connect with people just on interest. Not necessarily saying that you're going to start a relationship with someone there, but it's fun to just connect with people and just network with people just generally. So they have so many different interests that you can do. They have kayaking, hiking. Some people do trips, and you can just learn so much more while you're learning and loving yourself. You can learn so much more with other people.
And with the meetup.com, they have it where it's in different towns, different cities,
Absolutely.
different. Okay, because I think that would be, you know, good to know that it's your location.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have that. You have Eventbrite. There's so many websites. If you are a Facebook person, you have Facebook and things of that nature where it has groups that you can get into. If you look at your local newspaper, sometimes the local newspaper has groups and stuff where you can kind of join in what's going on locally in your own town or a town next to you.
Okay. So, being a single person, is it fair to say that I should intentionally date? And I say that because a lot of times we use that saying when someone is in a relationship. You know what I mean? When they're married, and you know how they should intentionally date, make sure they go on dates. You know what I'm saying? So could I use that I should intentionally date? Because listen, the reason why I say that because there's a such thing out there called roster dating.
Mm.
Yes, I heard that term a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, roster dating. Really? You know, they gave us the background and whatnot. Roster dating, basically, I say men been doing this. You know what? I'm not gonna say men. Women do it too, but men, they're known to do it mostly, where they have women on their roster, and they call Tasha when they want to go to the football game or a sporting event. They call, say, Keisha when they want to go to the concert. They call Maria when they want to go on a date out to eat. You know, they call, I don't know, give me a name, anybody, right, to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so a person going to different, you know, going on a trip, whatever the case is. And I'm like, but then roster dating. Let me try roster dating.
I think that's a great idea of looking at it. Let me tell you something. It's nothing new under the sun. Back in the day, they had black books, honey.
They did.
Yeah. They had black books. And they had a name down, had a star by it, 5 stars, whatever. They had all of that. So it's nothing new under the sun. Y'all just rename it. It's okay. I think it's cute. I think it's cute. And I think whatever your intention is to share your space with someone, and that's why I say I focus on self first, because it's what you value. So if you value, you say, hey, it's valuable for me to have Tom take me out to eat, or it's valuable for such and such to take me shopping. I mean, if you feel like that's your value, then you do that.
Okay, whatever you want.
Whatever you
want.
That's right.
Because you know how you have what they consider to be, I don't know if you put it in the category of these standards. You know what I mean? Of what it looks like for a female to do it, but a man could come and do it, but it doesn't look right for the female, if that makes sense. You know, those, what we call them, double standards.
Double standards.
Right. So hey, I guess at the end of the day, like you say, you're grown and whatever fits your boat,
Yeah.
whatever you think
I think
aligns
whatever
with
you
you.
want, yeah, you will be intentional about it. You know,
Okay.
I
I
do
like
feel
that.
like if that's something, if you are wanting to be in a relationship, you definitely should be intentional about getting out to the places where you can meet people today. I think it's definitely something that you have to put your effort into, is to put yourself in those places, because just recently with the singles thing that I'm doing with the other person that I'm partnering with, we were like, how do we target the men? How do we get them out? You know, and sometimes you have to go where they are. Men, most of the time, they love their peace. They are going to have their favorite spot to eat. They're going to have their gym that they're going to go to. They'll maybe hit Lowe's or Home Depot, or or whatever projects they're making. And if you're in the path, then they stop and they say, "Well, what's this?" You know. But they're not going to be like, "Well, let's go out tonight and see what we can find." And then or most of the ones that you do see that do that aren't up to they don't want anything but one thing, you know. So here you go.
Do you think that there is, say, a time frame that you should put on an actual relationship where you consider yourself being monogamous, or and that's a whole nother, hey, I was gonna say a whole nother lecture, a whole nother topic, but is there a time frame? Because of course we have people out here who have heard this story where it didn't take long. They were maybe married within a year or 6 months, and then you have some people where it took 10 years. What do you say with that? Put a time frame.
I think it's according to where you are in life, right?
Yeah.
There are people who've met in a week and got married. There are people who have met, 3 or 10 years where they've gotten married. It's all in what you value and what you look into. But I say the average is to call yourself like exclusively dating. I definitely would say at least 3 months or 30 days.
Okay. Even 30, okay.
Or 30 days. I mean, it depends. Like, if you're talking to this person and you're trying to see if you're upfront with, hey, well, I'm intentionally dating to find someone that I want to be with exclusively. I want to be out here this and that. And if that response from the other person is mutual, then you both can make that decision. Well, you know what? I think I like it too. Let's date each other and see where it goes, type thing. Most people are saying, hey, we're dating, but I am dating such and such and such, and I just want to make sure that you're okay with that. A lot of people aren't upfront and honest about it, but most people are. They let you know I am intentional in dating, so I'm not just out here allowing you to take up my time. But if you deem yourself worthy to be in my space, then we can continue. So once you find that person that, like you say, aligns with you and can give you something mutual of value to take up your space, then you most definitely can, go along and see if you all want to be exclusive. But I would say it could be 30 days, depending on how much time you spend in each other. But 3 months is pretty accurate. Okay. It kind of gives you time. And if it's 3 months that you all are calling yourself exclusive, then you want to at least give it a year. A good friend of mine told me that you want to give it a year and at least go through 4 seasons. Because you always change through those 4 seasons.
Wow.
So I was like, so something always happens in life.
Yes.
Right? Something always happens in life. That's what I always tell my couples when they are together. Things happen. And you have to learn how to check in with your partner when those things are happening. And sometimes those things may change your partner. So you need to find out what has changed so that you can change with them. So definitely if you're going to date someone, date them for at least a year. And if you feel like it's been consistent and they're able to work through whatever challenges they've been through or go through, definitely something to hold on to.
I think you said a mouthful, from that because, like you say, going through those 4 seasons, at least giving it a year because You don't know how a person is going to respond when the money is low.
Yeah, right.
Whatever, lost your job, whatever that scenario,
Right.
wanting to know how they're going to respond.
Right.
So I think that's vitally important. You also mentioned, I think sometimes people get together when they're in elementary school, middle school, and of course they're gonna go through their ups and downs, maybe break up, whatever, because they learning themselves. But I guess that's something to think about because sometimes we as people we're very judgy, but like, oh, this person been with this person 10 years, he marry her yet, or they ain't got married yet. But okay, when did they start dating? You know what I mean? Was it in high school? Was it in the younger 20s? You know what I'm saying? So they still trying to learn themselves. So I think that was something else that you pointed out. That's necessary to look at the grand scheme of things. So what you shared with us, basically, that was more so for the single person.
It's for the single person, but I do feel that even when you're in a relationship, okay, I do feel that there are also things that happen. You go through major events, death, birth, uh, new job, new house. There's so many things that could be put into the equation to where you have to kind of like readjust yourself. So, say for example, in a relationship where you guys are just good together, you just work good together, right? And in that relationship, he knows your qualms, he knows your ups, he knows your downs. But all of a sudden, your parent dies, and it changes you. And he doesn't know who this person is. Matter of fact, you almost don't know who you are because of this major change in your life. And once you get yourself now, this is what tests for couples. Now, you have to kind of like allow them to readjust to who they are without that person and support them and then learning them at the same time because the things that you may think that make them happy, it may not make them happy. They remind them of their parent or remind them when they were a child. You don't know how many things that it will like uncover. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like even when you're with yourself and when you're joining people and you're going out and you're doing these groups or you're dating, you're going to get like challenges and where it reminds you.
So if you could just give us your final words for dating, whether you are single or involved.
Okay, so I would say as far as being single, I know there's a lot of like online dating apps and stuff like that. Just be mindful of like where you meet the person. Have your own vetting system.
Oh, yes, that's important. You said
Have
vetting,
your
honey.
own vetting system of like who it is that you're going out to. Make sure you tell someone, turn on your location, meet in a public place, do fun stuff, like what is that, golf?
But golf
So,
or the other one.
yeah, I can't remember.
You can eat and
Yeah,
all of that.
all of
I
that
forget
stuff.
what it's called.
But be more like in a lively place with the person. And don't go to the movies. Don't go to the movies because you can't talk in the movies. Okay? You can't talk. So don't do first dates in movies. No.
Okay.
So so make sure that you're going out. I mean, eating is natural, but do something fun. Do an activity. And just make sure you vet that person before you go out with them and all that stuff. Be mindful of like giving them your phone number and stuff like that. And if you have children, make sure that are totally sure that you want to expose your children to this person before moving along before. Don't allow your child to meet them when you meet them.
Right.
That's not good because it's not good for them to see that. So kind of like do that process yourself and then bring them into the equation. As far as couples or those that are involved in a relationship, continue dating just like you were before you decided to make that commitment with
Yeah, as they say, the things that you did to get them,
That's
get
right.
him or her,
That's right.
continue to do those things
Exactly.
to keep them.
Exactly. So, and like I said, I always like when I work with couples, I always tell them to check in. Always check in with your partner. Don't think, oh, well, that was 30 years ago. You like it, so you should like it now. No, 30 years, a whole bunch of stuff is happening.
Right.
So I need you to keep up with the times. I need you to be here. Don't be, all in the vicinity, but be here. Be with me. Do the journey. So definitely pay attention to those life events that happen and how it changes your partner and how you can support them. And it's vice versa. You know? It's vice versa. So, we all go through things. And to be able to self-regulate is a precious gift. And you always need to practice it of learning to self-regulate when something does happen so that you can pour into yourself before you pour into someone else.
I love it. I love it. I also love the
Oh yeah.
check in with your partner. Those are some of those love languages from what you shared with us today. So I definitely appreciate you coming to the offsite. Yes, but Tarika said again. And you all, if you would like to follow, you can catch her at
The Kissable Diva or Kissable.date nights on Instagram. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have all those things. And I also wanted to mention that I did create a couples journal, Rediscover Us. So it's a 52-week journal where both of you get your own books, and because it's individual things and things that you can do together in the book. So if you want to go there and get that, kissableretreats.com, you'll be able to see everything else that we're doing as well.
I'm gonna get me one. Get me one. I'm gonna take a look real quick. Rediscover us. Oh yes, I love this. Almost like journaling.
Yes.
Write your thoughts
Yes.
and affirmations.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all. Y'all know I believe in that.
And you'll also be able to hear me. I don't know why I never mention this when I'm telling people about the book, but you'll also be able to hear me along as you go along. Once you scan the heart, there's a QR code right here. You scan here, you're gonna hear me talk to you and root you on for the next quarter of the year. So yeah.
All right, then that is the end of our session for today on dating. And please go to our website, addictedpattern.com. If you want to sign up for our newsletters, follow us on Instagram, and please click like and subscribe. All right, have a good one.